Let's also sing hymn 149, 唱詩149首。Let's all end today's hymnal with a silent prayer. Amen.
Before we begin today's session, let's all have a silent prayer to prepare our hearts.
我哋未開始之前，我哋大家誠心低頭默禱，預備心。
Amen. In the name of Jesus Christ, we begin today's class. Let's turn to hymn 379.
奉主耶穌聖名開始我哋今日嘅社青班聚會，我哋打開讚美詩379首。
Hymn 379.
讚美詩379首。
Through death into life everlasting.
things of earth will grow strangely dim, as the light of His glory and grace. Else why should I value great promise? Believe Him and all will be well. From God to impart that is dying, 'tis but for salvation to tell. Turn your brows between Jesus, then things and His wonderful face, and the things of earth will grow strangely dull, as the light of His glory unfolds. So we thank God for this opportunity to gather here today.
感謝主耶穌，我哋再次有一機會，大家喺度聚集。
So before we sharing God's words, let's all kneel down and pray.
咁我哋未與神嘅説話一齊分享之先，我哋大家跪低禱告。
And in our prayers, let us ask God that His Spirit may guide us in today's session.
喺我哋嘅禱告裏面，我哋求神帶領今日嘅聚會。
And also let us also remember those who are carrying out His evangelical work in time off.
我哋亦都要紀念而家喺 Time Out 嘅同齡弟兄姊妹。
Let's all kneel down and pray.
我哋大家跪低禱告。
Hallelujah.
Jesus Christ I speak.
奉主耶穌聖名講話。
So some of you may have noticed that from the thickness of my glasses that my eyesight isn't very good.
或者在座大家都從我嘅眼鏡嘅厚度都知道我嘅視力係比較差。
So usually the first thing what I do when I wake up is to find my glasses.
咁通常我一瞓醒，我第一樣嘢會做嘅咧就係去揾我個眼鏡。
And sometimes when I don't find my glasses, I become a bit panic.
咁當我有時揾唔到我嘅眼鏡嘅咧，我就會開始比較有啲緊張。
And I kind of frantically try to look for it.
咁我就會好慌張咁樣周圍去揾。
And usually my wife finds this quite amusing.
咁通常喺呢一刻咧，我個太太都會覺得有趣。
Because my glasses is usually just next to me.
因為通常我眼鏡咧都係喺我嘅側跟嘅啫。
But I couldn't see it, so then I didn't know where it was.
咁係因為我睇唔到，所以我就唔知道我眼鏡喺邊度。
So losing my glasses is basically like losing my eyesight.
咁當我失去我嘅眼鏡嘅時候，就好似我失去咗我嘅視力一樣。
So we find that if we lose our eyesight in the comforts of our own homes, this is often manageable.
咁如果我喺我自己屋企一個舒適嘅地方失去我嘅眼鏡咧，我都還可以。
But if we were to lose our eyesight whilst we're outside, then we find that this would be troublesome.
但係如果我喺屋企以外失去我嘅眼鏡咧，就會比較麻煩一點。
And we may get lost or not know where we are going.
我哋甚至會迷失方向，甚至唔知我哋應該個去向喺邊度。
So similarly, in our spiritual lives, we need to be able to see where we are going.
咁同樣嘅喺屬靈方面，我哋亦都係需要嘅，就知道我哋嘅去向喺邊一度。
But we cannot use our own physical eyes and rely on this.
但係我哋唔可以嘅，就係只係靠我哋嘅屬肉嘅眼光。
If we turn to Ephesians chapter 6.
我哋可以睇下以弗所書嘅第6章。
Ephesians chapter 6 verse 12.
以弗所書6章嘅第12節。
In the name of Jesus Christ read, For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places.
12節，奉主耶穌聖名讀經。因我們並不是與屬血氣的爭戰，乃是與那些執政的、掌權的、管轄這幽暗世界的，以及天空屬靈氣的惡魔爭戰。
So in this dark and crooked world, we need to ask God to help us so that we are not spiritually short-sighted.
咁喺呢個黑暗同埋彎曲嘅世代，我哋需要嘅就係求神帶領，讓我哋屬靈方面係唔係黑眼嘅。
But we need to ask God to give us clear spiritual eyesight.
我哋需要嘅就係求神俾到我哋有個好清楚嘅屬靈嘅眼光。
So that we are able to see things from God's perspective.
讓我哋可以睇事件係從神嘅角度去睇。
Because the things we deal with in our faith is to do spiritual matters.
因為喺我哋信仰上嘅要處理嘅事情係屬靈嘅事。
And it is not something that can be solved physically.
唔係一個係我哋以屬肉體嘅嚟可以辦得到嘅事。
So when we were baptized into the truth, we are actually given spiritual eyesight.
當我哋受洗歸入真理嘅時候，我哋已經得着咗呢個屬靈嘅眼光。
And if we turn to Acts.
我哋可以睇下《使徒行傳》。
Acts chapter 26.
《使徒行傳》嘅第26章。
Verse 18.
第18節。
Acts chapter 26 verse 18.
《使徒行傳》26章第18節。
To open their eyes in order to turn them from darkness to light and from the power of Satan to God, that they may receive forgiveness of sins and an inheritance among those who are sanctified by faith in me.
18節，我差你到他們那裏去，要叫他們的眼睛得開，從黑暗中歸向光明，從撒旦權下歸向神，又因信我得蒙赦罪，和一切成聖的人同得基業。
So here Paul recounts about how he was converted.
喺呢度，保羅再次訴說佢點樣被改造。
And after he was converted, God was to send him to preach to others.
當佢被神改造咗之後，神就差派佢去出外傳福音。
So that he may convert them.
係希望佢可以改造其他人。
And so that their eyes are opened.
讓佢哋嘅眼睛可以打開。
And they are able to be turned from darkness into the light.
亦都可以從黑暗中歸向光明。
So likewise today we have also been converted,
咁同樣今日我哋亦都已經歸回神啦，
and we have believed,
我哋亦都相信咗啦，
so we too have gained this spiritual eyesight.
所以我哋已經得着咗呢個屬靈嘅眼光。
However, just like our physical eyesight, our spiritual eyesight can also deteriorate.
但係我哋嘅屬靈嘅眼光同我哋屬肉嘅眼光一樣，可以係退化下嚟㗎。
And it can cause us not to be able to see our path to salvation clearly.
係我會讓我哋喺呢個信仰路程方面睇唔清楚，
And we won't be able to see God.
我哋亦都可以會睇唔到神。
So as mentioned before, when we are in the comforts of our own house,
咁頭先都講過，當我哋喺我哋屋企一個舒適嘅地帶嘅時候，
then not being able to see might be fine.
當我哋睇嘢係有啲模糊，或者甚至睇唔到，或者係冇咩嘅傷害。
But when we travel outside into the unknown, we don't know what to expect.
但係當我哋去屋企以外，我哋唔知將會係發生嘅咩事嘅時候，
Because we don't know our environment.
因為我哋唔知當時嘅環境會係點。
And not being able to see in this situation is extremely difficult and even dangerous.
咁喺呢個處境，如果我哋睇唔到我哋嘅方向，會係好困難，甚至係會好危險。
So this is the same with our spiritual lives.
咁同樣嘅，我哋屬靈嘅生命亦都係一樣。
So having spiritual eyesight means having the faith to see what is ahead.
咁有呢個屬靈嘅眼光，就係可以睇到我哋將我哋前面嘅事，
even though it's not happened yet.
雖然係呢啲事係未發生，
Having a hope in the promises and righteousness of God.
我哋對神嘅應許係有呢個盼望。
And it could also mean having this wisdom from God so that we are able to do the right thing.
同樣，我哋可以從神裏邊有呢個嘅智慧去做正確嘅事。
And spiritual eyesight ultimately allows us to see God and to see His work.
屬靈嘅眼光可以讓到我哋可以睇到神同埋神嘅作為。
So as youths, we have less experience in life,
咁作為年輕人，或者我哋生活上嘅經驗係比較少，
especially compared to the older members of the church.
尤其是當我哋同教會年長嘅同齡去相比嘅時候，
So they have gone through a lot more in their lives.
佢哋年長嘅喺佢哋嘅一生已經經歷過好多，
They have more testimonies,
佢哋有好多嘅見證，
and they have seen more. They've seen a lot more grace from God,
佢哋亦都睇到神好多嘅恩典，
and they have probably heard many more teachings than us.
佢哋甚至比我哋聽有更多嘅教訓。
And often these things will help them through their lives and to help them make decisions.
呢啲一切好常都會喺佢哋生命中幫助佢哋做某些嘅抉擇。
However, even though we may not have as much life experience,
但係雖然我哋作為年輕嘅，我哋冇咁多嘅人生嘅經驗，
we should be able to maintain our spiritual eyesight
我哋亦都要係保持嘅就係我哋嘅屬靈嘅眼光，
so that we can see what God's will is,
讓我哋可以睇得到神嘅旨意係乜嘢，
in order to help us to make our decisions and life choices.
讓我哋喺我哋人生裏邊可以幫助我哋做某些嘅抉擇。
So today we are going to look at 3 characters
咁今日我哋會查考3個嘅聖經嘅人物，
who have demonstrated that they had spiritual eyesight in their lives.
喺佢哋嘅3個人物嘅當中，佢哋一生都顯出佢哋屬靈嘅眼光。
These characters, despite being pilgrims, often in a foreign land,
呢啲嘅人物雖然佢哋喺異地裏邊係作為呢個客旅，
and not knowing what to expect,
佢哋亦都唔知前面嘅路程係點，
but they were still able to keep their spiritual eyesight and to see God,
但係佢哋可以保持嘅就係佢哋嘅屬靈嘅眼光，亦都可以睇到神，
and to follow the will of God,
佢哋亦都跟隨神嘅旨意，
and to keep true and faithful to God.
亦都係
Keep true and faithful to God. Keep faithful to God.
亦都係對神忠心。
So the first character we're going to look at is Abraham.
第一個人物我哋要睇嘅就係亞伯拉罕。
So Abraham's spiritual eyesight was able to allow him to see God's providence and promises.
亞伯拉罕嘅屬靈眼光讓佢可以睇到神嘅預備同埋神嘅應許。
So we find that Abraham's life was quite unique.
咁我哋知道亞伯拉罕嘅一生係非常之獨特嘅。
So he was not like us or the people back in, or the Israelites who had the scriptures.
亞伯拉罕唔係好似我哋一樣，佢亦都唔係好似當時以色列人一樣。
And we find that he had no prior kind of examples or role models.
亞伯拉罕之先，佢冇一啲嘅榜樣佢可以跟從。
So he was just called out of his father's land by God, and he followed.
神吩咐佢要離開佢嘅父家，佢聽咗之後佢就跟從。
He was the first person to carry out circumcision.
佢係第一個受割禮嘅人。
And he was the first person to be asked by God to sacrifice his own son.
佢亦都係第一個人，神叫佢要犧牲佢兒子嘅一個人。
But we find that Abraham was still able to carry out the commands of God.
但係我哋知道嘅亞伯拉罕仍然可以持守神嘅誡命。
And he remained obedient and submissive.
佢一路都係服從神嘅。
And that's because Abraham had spiritual eyesight.
係因為亞伯拉罕有呢個屬靈嘅眼光。
And if we turn to Genesis chapter 22.
我哋睇下創世記嘅第22章。
Genesis chapter 22 verse 4 to verse 5.
創世記22章第4至5節。
Then on the third day Abraham lifted his eyes and saw the place afar off. And Abraham said to his young men, Stay here with the donkey, the lad, and I will go yonder and worship, and we will come back to you.
第4節，到了第3日，亞伯拉罕舉目遠遠地看見那地方。亞伯拉罕對他的僕人說：你們和驢在此等候，我與童子往那裏去拜一拜，就回到你們這裏來。
So also read verse 7 to verse 8.
我哋再睇第7、第8節。
Verse 7.
第7節。
But Isaac spoke to Abraham his father and said, My father. And he said, Here I am, my son. Then he said, Look, the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering? And Abraham said, My son, God will provide for himself the lamb for a burnt offering. So the two of them went together.
第7節。以撒對父親亞伯拉罕說：父親啊，亞伯拉罕說：我兒，我在這裏。以撒說：請看，火和柴都有了，但燔祭的羔羊在哪裏呢？亞伯拉罕說：我兒，神必自己預備所作燔祭的羔羊。於是二人同行。
And if we also read verse 13 to verse 14.
我哋再睇13、14節。
Verse 13.
第13節。
Then Abraham lifted his eyes and looked, and there behind him was a ram, caught in a thicket by its horns. So Abraham went and took the ram and offered it up for a burnt offering instead of his son. And Abraham called the name of the place, The Lord will provide, as it is said to this day, In the mount of the Lord it shall be provided.
13節，亞伯拉罕舉目觀看，不料有一隻公羊，兩角扣在稠密的小樹中。亞伯拉罕就取了那隻公羊來，獻為燔祭，代替他的兒子。亞伯拉罕給那地方起名叫主以勒，直到今日人還說，在主的山必有預備。
So how was Abraham able to pass this test?
咁樣亞伯拉罕點樣可以勝過佢嘅試驗呢？
It's because he had spiritual eyesight to see God's providence and God's promises.
就係因為佢有屬靈嘅眼光，讓到佢可以睇到神嘅預備同埋神嘅應許。
So Abraham, just like Isaac, would have been very clear that for burnt offering for God there must be a sacrifice of a sheep of some sort.
咁亞伯拉罕同埋以撒都好清楚，如果要做呢個燔祭嘅呢，佢哋就係需要一隻羔羊嘅物體。
So if God wanted him to sacrifice a burnt offering, regardless of whether he was to sacrifice Isaac or not, he must have knew that God needed to have provided him a sheep.
所以無論神係咪要亞伯拉罕獻上佢嘅兒子都好，佢哋都知道神係會預備一隻羔羊俾佢哋。
So Abraham's spiritual eyesight allowed him to see God's providence.
所以亞伯拉罕嘅屬靈眼光讓佢睇到神會預備。
And that's because in his daily lives he has paid attention to God's instructions.
係因為喺佢日常生活，佢好留心去睇住神嘅指示。
God must have told him how to prepare and to offer up a burnt offering.
神已經曾經話過俾佢聽點樣去預備獻上呢個燔祭。
And he must have did it so regularly that even Isaac knew what the process was.
咁亞伯拉罕一定係好常去獻上呢個燔祭，令到以撒都好清楚獻燔祭呢個步驟係點樣。
So secondly, throughout his life, Abraham has seen how God has always provided for him.
咁第二點嘅就係亞伯拉罕喺佢一生裏邊，佢都睇得到係神一直為佢預備。
So from when he moved out of his father's land,
從佢離開佢父家嘅時候，
how God helped him through the famine,
神點樣喺呢個饑荒去幫助佢，
how God gave him all the possessions he had,
神亦都俾到佢所擁有嘅一切。
and how God established him and even gave him a son.
神點樣去建立佢起嚟，亦都俾咗一個兒子佢。
So these were all God's providence.
呢啲全部都係神嘅預備。
And it's that Abraham is something that Abraham saw and remembers.
呢啲一切係亞伯拉罕佢自己睇得到，同埋佢係緊記住嘅。
So that through the spiritual eyesight, he was able to pass this test.
咁藉着佢嘅屬靈嘅眼光，佢可以通過呢個嘅考驗。
To know that God will provide.
佢知道神係會為佢預備。
So if we look at, secondly, if we look at verse 5.
我哋可以再睇下第5節。
So verse 5 it says that Abraham said to his young men, "Stay here with the donkey. The lad and I will go yonder and worship, and we will come back to you."
第5節話亞伯拉罕就同佢啲僕人講：你哋同埋呢個驢就喺度等候，我同童子就去拜一拜，之後我哋就會翻嚟你哋呢度。
So Abraham said that we will come back,
咁亞伯拉罕係同佢哋講：我哋會翻嚟呢一度。
knowing full well that he was about to sacrifice Isaac.
當時佢係知道佢係要獻上佢嘅兒子㗎。
So was Abraham a liar?
係咪亞伯拉罕當時喺度講緊大話呢？
If we turn to Hebrews.
我哋睇下希伯來書。
Hebrews chapter 11,
希伯來書嘅第11章，
verse 17 to verse 19.
第17至18節。
Hebrews chapter 11, verse 17 to verse 19.
希伯來書11章17、18節。
By faith, Abraham, when he was tested, offered up Isaac, and he who had received the promises offered up his only begotten son, of whom it was said, "In Isaac your seed shall be called," concluding that God was able to raise him up even from the dead, from which he also received him in a figurative sense.
17節，亞伯拉罕因着信，被試煉的時候，就把以撒獻上，這便是那歡喜領受應許的，將自己獨生的兒子獻上。論到這兒子，曾有話說：從以撒生的才要稱為你的後裔。19，他以為神還能叫人從死裏復活，他也彷彿從死中得回他的兒子來。
So we see from this passage here that Abraham had the spiritual eyesight to allow him to see God's promises.
咁喺呢幾節裏邊，我哋亦都睇得到亞伯拉罕有呢個屬靈嘅眼光，
To see God's promises.
去睇得到神嘅應許。
So when God promised that he would receive a son,
咁當神應許佢會得着一個兒子嘅時候，
indeed he begot Isaac.
到最後佢已經得着到以撒。
So when God said that it is with Isaac in which God will establish his covenants with Abraham.
咁神亦都話係從以撒生嘅才稱為你嘅後嗣。
Then Abraham's spiritual eyesight allow him to see that God was indeed God's true nature, that he is indeed righteous.
咁亞伯拉罕嘅屬靈眼光，讓佢睇得到神係公義嘅，
And that he keeps his promises.
同埋神係會守住佢嘅應許嘅。
And everything that God says will come true.
神所講嘅一切話都會實現。
So today, if we also want to have spiritual eyesight to overcome the tests and trials in our lives,
所以如果今日同樣我哋亦都想有呢個屬靈嘅眼光，讓我哋可以勝過一切嘅試驗嘅時候，
we need to be able to see God's providence and God's promises.
我哋需要嘅就係睇到神嘅預備同埋神嘅應許。
So in order for our lives to see God's providence, we must allow our lives to be filled by God's promise. Need to be filled by it.
如果我哋想喺我哋生命睇得到神嘅應許嘅時候，我哋就要讓神嘅。
So if we want to see God's providence in our lives,
如果我哋喺我哋生命想睇到神嘅預備嘅時候，
then we must allow God to provide in our lives.
我哋要讓神喺我哋生命為我哋預備。
And just like Abraham, we need to follow God's instructions carefully.
就好似亞伯拉罕一樣，我哋要好清楚去跟從神嘅指示。
Especially in terms of worship.
尤其是當我哋講到敬拜神嘅嘅時候，
We need to worship in a proper manner.
我哋要以一個好正確嘅態度去敬拜神。
And also in a regular manner.
我哋亦都要好常去 去敬拜神。
That even the people around us will be familiar with the way we worship God.
我哋要讓我哋嘅身邊嘅人亦都清楚我哋敬拜神嘅模式。
So we may have told our colleagues, our friends that we are Christians.
我哋或者已經都有同我哋嘅朋友、我哋嘅同事講，我哋係基督徒。
Or once or twice we may have mentioned that we worship on the Sabbath.
或者一次嘅兩次，我哋亦都講過我哋守呢個安息日。
But do we often mention it enough to them that, they may say, oh yes, this guy can't come out on a Friday night or on Saturday because he needs to go to church.
但係我哋有冇好清楚咁樣同佢哋講，讓佢哋知道，呢一個人佢星期五晚、星期六佢哋唔得閒㗎啦，因為佢哋係要去教會。
So our worship should be in a regular manner and in a proper manner.
所以我哋敬拜神嘅心同埋個態度要係好嚴肅㗎。
In order for God to be able to provide for us.
如果我哋係想神為我哋預備嘅話，
And then this is what we need to do.
我哋係需要咁樣去做。
So the second thing is, if we want to allow our spiritual eyesight to see God's promises.
咁再嚟嘅，如果我哋想有呢個屬靈嘅眼光，讓我哋睇得到神嘅應許嘅時候，
if we turn to Hebrews.
我哋睇下希伯來書。
Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1.
希伯來書11章嘅第1節。
Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1.
希伯來書11章1節。
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of the things not seen.
第1節，信就是所望之事的實底，是未見之事的確據。
And also read verse 8.
我哋睇下第8節。
By faith Abraham obeyed when he was called to go out to the place where he would receive as an inheritance, and he went out, not knowing where he was going.
第8節，亞伯拉罕因着信蒙召的時候，就專命出去，往將來要得為基業的地方去。出去的時候，他還不知道哪裏去。
And verse 13.
同埋第13節。
These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, were assured of them, embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth.
13節，這些人都是存着信心死的，並沒有得着所應許的，卻從遠處望見，又歡喜迎接，又承認自己在世上是客旅，是寄居的。
So in order for us to see God's promises and to be assured of them, we first need to know what these promises are.
咁如果我哋想知道，如果我哋想確信神嘅應許係乜嘢嘅話，我哋首先要知道神嘅應許係啲乜嘢。
So for example, as youths, many of us will still have our parents around.
例如嚟講，我哋作為年青人嘅，我哋都有我哋嘅父母喺我哋嘅身邊。
So do we know that God says that those who honour their parents will live long?
但係我哋記唔記得嘅就係神話過，我哋孝敬父母嘅，我哋就會長壽。
So do we try to hold on to this promise from God?
咁我哋有冇持守呢個神俾我哋嘅應許呢？
And try our best to honour our parents?
我哋有冇盡力去孝順我哋嘅父母呢？
God has promised us the Holy Spirit.
神已經應許咗我哋聖靈。
So some of us may not have received it, but do we have this spiritual eyesight to see that God indeed will give it to us one day?
或者我哋在座有啲係仲未得着聖靈，但係我哋有冇呢一個嘅盼望，神會有一日係會賜聖靈俾我哋呢？
The Bible tells us that those who were buried in the likeness of Christ will one day also be raised like Christ.
聖經話俾我哋聽，嗰啲同神一齊埋葬嘅，有一日會同神一齊復活。
So do we cherish the fact that we are baptized into Christ?
咁我哋亦都有冇珍惜我哋已經受洗歸入基督呢？
And not only the positives, but also the negatives.
其實唔單止係正面嘅，亦都可以喺負面嚟睇。
Turn to Revelations.
我哋睇下啟示錄。
Revelations chapter 21.
啟示錄嘅第21章。
Verse 8.
第8節。
But the cowardly, unbelieving, abominable, murderers, sexually immoral, sorcerers, idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burns with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
第8節，唯有膽怯的、不信的、可憎的、殺人的、淫亂的、行邪術的、拜偶像的和一切說謊話的，他們的份就是燒在硫磺的火湖裏，這是第二次的死。
So God's promises not only apply to the positive side.
所以神嘅應許唔係只係 單係向嗰啲正面嘅，
but also applies to the negative side.
亦都係要關乎嗰啲負面嘅。
If our conducts are in darkness,
如果我哋行為係喺黑暗之處嘅話，
then we find that in the end, God's promise will be that these people will be sent to hell.
咁我哋知道嘅就係神嘅應許就係呢啲嘅人到最後就會被掉去火湖裏。
So when we read this passage, do we pay attention and keep God's promise and be watchful over the words we say?
咁當我哋睇到呢個經節嘅時候，我哋會唔會謹慎去小心留意我哋所講嘅每一句話呢？
Because it says here that even liars will be thrown into this hell.
因為呢一節已經講到，和一切説謊話的都會喺燒着硫磺嘅火湖裏。
So having spiritual eyesight to see God's providence and promises is able to keep us on the right path.
所以如果我哋有呢個屬靈嘅眼光去睇到神嘅預備同埋神嘅應許嘅話，可以讓我哋可以保持喺呢個屬靈嘅路上面。
And can help us to overcome any trials and tests.
亦都可以幫助我哋克服一切嘅考驗同埋試煉。
So the second character we're going to look at is Joseph.
第二個人物我哋要睇嘅就係約瑟。
So Joseph had the spiritual eyesight to able to see past himself and also able to see God's will.
約瑟嘅屬靈嘅眼光，讓佢可以睇超過自己，
And able to see God's will.
同埋睇到神嘅旨意。
So Joseph is a character that as youths we can also learn from.
咁約瑟對我哋年青人嚟講，我哋亦都可以從佢身上學習。
So when Joseph was young, he experienced a lot of hardships.
咁當約瑟年輕嘅時候，佢經歷過好多嘅艱苦。
His mother died at quite an early age.
佢嘅母親好早就離世。
Though he grew up with a lot of brothers, we find that they were not exactly good role models for him.
雖然佢身邊有好多哥哥一齊同佢一齊成長，但係佢啲哥哥全部都唔係一個好嘅榜樣。
Not only that, we find that his brothers also hated him to the point that they wanted to kill him.
唔單止咁樣，我哋知道嘅佢啲哥哥係好憎恨佢，甚至係想殺害佢。
Yet we find that Joseph was caring for them.
但係我哋知道嘅約瑟對佢啲哥哥係非常之看顧。
When his father Jacob sent him to check on the well-being of his brothers, he obeyed and went.
當佢嘅爸爸雅各叫佢要去揾佢啲哥哥嘅時候，佢亦都好聽從。
And then we find that afterwards Joseph was thrown into a pit.
咁到最後我哋知道嘅就係佢被掉入呢個坑裏面。
And eventually sold as a slave.
到最後亦都被賣作為呢個嘅僕人。
But then it didn't end there.
咁呢度唔係就停咗喺度。
He was falsely accused and then he was thrown into prison.
跟住佢就被人起控，亦都係被掉喺監獄裏面。
So some may say that up to this point Joseph's life has been a tragedy.
咁有啲人會話約瑟嘅一生非常之坎坷。
But not once did the Bible mention that Joseph murmured.
但係聖經冇記載佢有任何嘅埋怨。
That's because Joseph was able to look past himself.
因為約瑟可以睇到嘅係超過佢自己。
And this allowed him to gain spiritual eyesight in order to see God's will.
佢有呢個屬靈嘅眼光去睇到神嘅旨意。
And to see God's will in every decision he made.
佢每一個抉擇，佢都可以睇到神嘅旨意。
So we find that when his father sent him far to see his brothers, he didn't mind.
咁當佢嘅父親叫佢去揾佢嘅哥哥嘅時候，佢亦都唔介意。
We find that when he was hated, he didn't care. He still approached his brothers.
雖然佢啲哥哥係唔中意佢，但係佢都唔理會。
His master's wife took a liking to him, but he didn't care.
佢嘅主母睇中咗佢，但係佢都唔理會。
He didn't think of it as an opportunity to get a better life.
佢冇以呢一個機會去讓自己可以有一個更好嘅生活。
So if we turn to Genesis chapter 39.
我哋睇下創世記嘅第39章。
Genesis chapter 39.
創世記嘅第39章。
Verse 8 to 9.
第8至9節。
But he refused and said to his master's wife, Look, my master does not know what is with me in the house, and he has committed all that he has to my hand. There is no one greater in this house than I, nor has he kept back anything from you. from me but you, because you are his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God?
第8節，約瑟不從對他主人的妻說：看啊，一切家務我主人都不知道，他把所有的都交在我手裏。在這家裏沒有比我大的，並且他沒有留下一樣不交給我，只留下了你，因為你是他的妻子。我怎能作這大惡得罪神呢？
So we find that Joseph wasn't even just asked just this one time.
咁我哋知道約瑟被引誘嘅唔係只係一次。
In verse 10 it tells it was every day.
喺第10節話俾我哋聽，佢個主母係天天去同約瑟説話。
So even though he was pestered day by day, Joseph did not give in to his own lusts.
雖然約瑟日日都被引誘，但係佢冇俾佢嘅情慾勝過佢自己。
And we find that he's a very caring person. When he was in prison, he saw there were the butler and the baker, and he cared about their dreams.
當佢被困喺監牢嘅時候，佢都非常之看顧呢個酒政同埋呢個善長。
And we find that when his brothers came to him, he wanted to make sure that Benjamin was treated well.
咁同埋當佢啲哥哥嚟到佢面前嘅時候，佢係好想清楚知道便雅憫嘅情況。
And then when his father died, he could have taken the opportunity to take revenge on his brothers, but he did not.
咁當佢父親離世之後，佢係有機會可以向佢啲哥哥們報復，但係佢冇做到。
If we turn to Genesis chapter 50,
我哋可以睇下創世記嘅第50章。
Genesis chapter 50, verse 15.
創世記50章第15節。
Verse 15 to 21.
第15至21節。
When Joseph's brothers saw that their father was dead, they said, "Perhaps Joseph will hate us and may actually repay us for all the evil which we did to him." So they sent messengers to Joseph, saying, "Before your father died, he commanded, saying, Thus you shall say to Joseph, I beg you, please forgive the trespass of your brothers and their sin, for they did evil to you. Now please forgive the trespass of the servants of the God of your father." And Joseph wept when they spoke to him. Then his brothers also went and fell down before his face, and they said, "Behold, we are your servants." Joseph said to them, "Do not be afraid, for I am in the place of God. But as for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, in order to bring it about as it is this day, to save many alive. Now therefore do not be afraid, I will provide for you and your little ones." And he comforted them and spoke kindly to them. So we find that Joseph was not spiritually blind.
咁我哋知道嘅就係約瑟佢嘅屬靈嘅眼光唔係黑眼嘅，
But he actually had spiritual eyesight.
佢反而係有呢個屬靈嘅眼光。
So how do we know this?
我哋點樣可以知道呢一點呢？
If we turn to 1 John.
我哋睇下約翰一書。
1 John chapter 2, verse 11.
約翰一書2章嘅第11節。
But he who hates his brother is in darkness and walks in darkness and does not know where he's going, because the darkness has blinded his eyes.
11節，唯獨恨弟兄的是在黑暗裏，且在黑暗裏行，也不知道往哪裏去，因為黑暗叫他眼睛瞎了。
So Joseph's ability to look past himself.
咁約瑟有呢個可以睇過自己呢個嘅能力，
To look past his own needs,
睇過佢自己嘅需要，
look past his own desires,
睇過佢自己嘅情慾，
meant that he gained spiritual eyesight to be able to see God's will.
讓佢有呢個屬靈嘅眼光去睇到神嘅旨意。
He rejected his master's wife, knowing that God won't overlook such a great sin.
佢拒絕咗主母嘅引誘，因為佢知道神係唔會輕看呢啲嘅惡事㗎。
His spiritual eyesight allowed him to see that the ability to interpret dreams is from God.
佢嘅屬靈嘅眼光讓佢清楚知道，佢可以翻呢啲嘅夢係能力係從神而嚟。
And his spiritual eyesight allowed him to see that everything that happened to him was part of God's greater plan.
佢嘅屬靈眼光讓佢明白到喺佢身上所發生嘅事，一切都係神嘅計劃之中。
So his spiritual eyesight allowed him to see God in his life.
所以佢嘅屬靈眼光讓佢喺佢嘅人生裏邊睇到神嘅存在。
So Joseph is a very good example to us as youths.
所以今日約瑟對我哋年輕人嚟講係一個非常之好嘅榜樣。
Especially in a modern society, we are often told to feel empowered or to empower ourselves.
尤其是喺今日嘅社會裏邊，我哋好常被教導，我哋要鞏固自己嘅實力。
to do what we want to do,
去做啲我哋自己想做嘅事，
be what we want to be,
去做我哋想做嘅事，
think about yourself,
佢只係顧自己，
and to stand up for yourself.
為自己站立起嚟。
And everything is about myself.
每一件事情都係為咗自己而做。
But Joseph sets a good example that our lives, we shouldn't just think of ourselves.
但係約瑟俾咗我哋一個好好嘅榜樣，就係喺我哋生命裏邊，我哋唔係只單顧自己。
But we must have the spiritual eyesight to be able to look beyond ourselves.
我哋需要嘅就係有呢個屬靈嘅眼光去睇跨過自己。
So we may be harassed or we may even be bullied at work, uni or school.
我哋返學嘅時候喺大學或者係返工，我哋或者被騷擾或者俾人哋欺負。
Sometimes we feel awful.
有時我哋會覺得好慘。
But we must learn not to retaliate.
我哋要學習，我哋唔可以去還擊。
Learn to have that spiritual eyesight to know that God is always looking.
我哋要學習嘅就係神係永遠都喺度看守住㗎。
God is seeing everything that we are going through.
神係睇得到我哋經歷嘅每一件事。
And in His own time, He will repay. So we have desires and we have our own desires and lusts.
我哋有我哋自己嘅慾望同埋私慾，
But we should have the spiritual eyesight to not give in to sin.
但係我哋應該就有呢個屬靈眼光，我哋唔可以俾罪勝過我哋。
We need to have the spiritual eyesight like Joseph,
我哋同約瑟一樣有呢個屬靈嘅眼光。
that when not everything is going well in our lives,
咁當我哋嘅生命係有難處嘅時候，
we should be able to see the bigger picture.
我哋應該睇到嘅就係更大嘅畫面。
Like these trials and tests are here to help us build up our faith to become even stronger.
因為我哋知道我哋目前嘅試煉都係為咗去幫助我哋嘅。
If we turn to Eyesight,
我哋睇下以賽亞書，
Isaiah chapter 55.
以賽亞書第55章，
Isaiah chapter 55, verse 8 to 9.
以賽亞書55章第8至9節。
For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are my ways your ways, says the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts.
第8節，主說：我的意念非同你的意念，我的道路非同你的道路。天怎樣高過地，照樣我的道路高過你的道路，我的意念高過你的意念。
So the last character we're going to look at is Joshua.
咁最後一個人物我哋要睇嘅就係約書亞。
So Joshua was able to see past people,
約書亞可以睇超過人，
and he was able to see God's power and deliverance.
佢亦都睇到神嘅大能同埋神嘅拯救。
So he was able to have the spiritual eyesight to look beyond what other people think.
咁佢個屬靈嘅眼光讓佢睇超過人哋所想嘅一切事。
And cared more about what God wanted.
佢係關乎係神所需要嘅。
So one example is in Numbers chapter 14.
一個嘅例子就喺民數記嘅19章，
Numbers chapter 14.
民數記嘅第14章。
Numbers chapter 14, verse 6 to verse 9.
民數記14章第6至9節。
But Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, who were among those who had spied out the land, tore their clothes. And they spoke to all the congregation of the children of Israel, saying, The land we passed through to spy out is an exceedingly good land. But if the Lord delights in us, then he will bring us to this land and give it to us, a land which flows with milk and honey. Only do not rebel against the Lord, nor fear the people of land, for they are our bread. Their protection has departed from them, and the Lord is with us. Do not fear them. So 12 spies were sent to the land of Canaan.
咁我哋知道12個探子被叫要去到迦南地。
And the spies saw that the cities were fortified.
咁雖然當時嘅城呢都被人哋佔據住，
And the people they saw were mighty and giants.
佢哋睇到當時嘅城裏邊嘅人係強大嘅。
And we find that 10 out of the 12 spies gave a report that discouraged the Israelites.
咁探子10個當中呢，佢哋嘅回報呢都係令人哋失望嘅。
But in the midst of this commotion, we find that Joshua stood up and spoke.
但係當時只係約書亞佢站立起嚟，佢講説話。
So his spiritual eyesight allowed him to see beyond the people of Canaan.
咁佢嘅屬靈嘅眼光，讓佢可以睇跨過當時嘅人，
and the people of Canaan,
迦南人，
and to see God's power and deliverance.
亦都睇到神嘅大能同埋神嘅拯救。
Secondly, we find that he was able to see beyond the Israelites.
第二嘅，佢可以睇嘅就係跨過呢啲以色列人。
Because at that point, after hearing the bad report, they wanted to select a new leader and return.
咁當時因為佢哋聽到呢啲嘅壞嘅回報嘅時候，佢哋係想揀選新嘅帶領人。
And they were ready to stone people like Joshua and Moses.
佢哋甚至係預備去用石頭打死摩西同埋約書亞。
But Joshua had the spiritual eyesight to look beyond all this.
但係約書亞佢有屬靈嘅眼光去睇超過呢一切。
He saw how this was God's promised land.
佢睇得到嘅就係迦南地就係神應許之地。
And in the past, he saw how God has demonstrated his power to deliver them time and time again.
之前佢所睇過嘅就係神一次又一次去拯救佢哋。
So these Israelites saw the same miracles that Joshua saw.
咁以色列人所睇到嘅都係同約書亞所睇到嘅一樣。
But Joshua was able to stand strong because he had the spiritual eyesight to look beyond people, but instead look towards God.
但係約書亞可以站立得堅強嘅，就係因為佢睇呢啲事係超過一切人，
And he was able to see God instead.
同埋佢係可以睇得到神。
So today we often care too much about what other people think of us.
今日我哋好常太過在意人哋點樣去睇我哋。
For example, if some people may ask us, is homosexuality wrong?
有時有人會問我哋呢個同性戀係啱抑或錯呢？
And sometimes we're afraid to say it's wrong because we are afraid that we might be called a homophobic.
有時我哋唔會話同性戀係錯，因為我哋驚人哋話我哋歧視呢個同性者。
So if I say I believe in God and then we might be afraid to say that we believe in God.
有時我哋甚至話有時我哋甚至會害怕話我哋係相信神。
Because people say, oh, why are you believing in an imaginary person?
因為其他人會話點解你去信一啲虛構出嚟嘅人物啊？
So the fear of people can dampen our spiritual eyesight.
咁因為我哋有時係怕人會令到我哋嘅屬靈嘅眼光熄滅。
And if this is so, then we are unable to see God's power and deliverance.
如果係咁樣嘅話，咁我哋就睇唔到神嘅大能同埋神嘅拯救。
And we must learn to look back at the past about how God has helped us throughout our lives.
我哋需要嘅就係睇返過往神點樣喺我哋生命中去幫助我哋。
And we also may say that Joshua and the Israelites lived their lives looking up to Moses.
我哋亦都可以話約書亞同埋以色列人，佢哋一生都係仰望摩西。
As youths, in church we are often in a similar situation.
咁我哋係今日喺教會嘅年青人，或者我哋都喺同一個處境裏面。
Where we look up to certain brothers or sisters.
我哋嘅眼光會放喺某啲弟兄嘅姊妹身上，
Maybe church board leaders or deacons or team leaders.
或者係教會嘅負責人、執事或者各小組嘅帶領者，
Or our RE teachers.
或者係我哋宗教教育嘅老師。
If they are good examples to us and good role models in Christ, then yes, we should imitate their good conduct.
如果呢啲人喺神裏邊係一個好嘅榜樣嘅話，冇錯，我哋可以效法佢哋。
But then there will also be times where we need to be like Joshua.
但係我哋同樣嘅，我哋需要嘅就好似約書亞一樣。
Where we need to look beyond the person, but instead look towards God.
我哋需要嘅就係睇跨過呢啲人，同埋要將我哋嘅眼目放返喺神嘅身上。
And establish our own personal relationship and our own personal faith with God.
我哋要同神建立好我哋個人嘅關係，同埋我哋自己嘅信仰。
So after the death of Moses, we find that Joshua was past this role of leadership.
咁我哋知道摩西死後，約書亞就作為呢個新嘅帶領者。
And we find that indeed Joshua had the spiritual eyesight in order to lead God's chosen people.
咁我哋亦都知道約書亞有呢個屬靈嘅眼光去帶領神嘅選民。
And to have the spiritual eyesight to rely on God and not to rely on Moses.
佢亦都有呢個屬靈嘅眼光去倚靠神，唔係只係單倚靠摩西。
If we turn to Joshua.
我哋睇下約書亞記。
Joshua chapter 24.
約書亞記嘅第24章。
verse 14 to 15.
第14、15節。
Now therefore fear the Lord, serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the river and in Egypt. Serve the Lord. And if it seems evil to you to serve the Lord, choose for yourselves this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the river, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land you dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
14節，現在你們要敬畏主，誠心實意地侍奉他，將你們列祖在大河那邊和在埃及所侍奉的神除掉，去侍奉主神。若是你們以事侍奉主為不好，今日就可以選擇所要侍奉的，是你們列祖在大河那邊所侍奉的神呢？是你們所住這地的亞摩利人的神呢？至於我和我家，我必侍奉主神。
So again we see how Joshua was able to lead his family to look beyond the other Israelites.
我哋再次嘅就係可以睇得到約書亞點樣可以帶領佢同佢一家去侍奉神。
He was determined to serve the one true God no matter what everyone else thinks.
無論其他人係點樣諗，佢已經下定決心去侍奉呢個獨一嘅真神。
Because he knows and can see the power and deliverance that God can provide.
因為佢知道，亦都睇得到神嘅大能同埋神嘅拯救。
So today do we have the same spiritual eyesight?
咁今日嚟講，我哋有冇同樣嘅屬靈嘅眼光呢？
Do we have the same conviction when we serve the Lord?
當我哋侍奉神嘅時候，我哋有冇同一個嘅決心呢？
Do we only serve when we see our peers join in?
我哋係咪只係因為我哋嘅同輩一齊去侍奉，我哋先至去侍奉呢？
Or do we take the initiative to serve no matter what other people are doing?
抑或我哋無論其他人去做啲乜嘢，我哋已經下定決心去侍奉神呢？
Do we want to establish our own personal faith and relationship with God?
我哋係咪想同神建立一個個人嘅信心同埋關係呢？
In our daily lives, do we have the spiritual eyesight to see the power and deliverance of God?
喺我哋日常生命裏邊，我哋有冇呢個眼光去睇到神嘅拯救呢？
So today's session, we touched on some aspects of spiritual eyesight.
咁喺今日裏邊，我哋講過幾點關於屬靈嘅眼光，
And some aspects that these three different Bible characters had.
同埋從呢三個嘅聖經人物身上，我哋所學習到嘅。
So the first thing is that spiritual eyesight allows us to see God's providence and promises.
第一點嘅就係屬靈嘅眼光，讓我哋可以睇到神嘅預備同埋神嘅應許。
We need to learn to worship in a correct manner to allow God's providence to manifest.
我哋需要嘅就係有呢個正確嘅心態去敬拜神，
In order to see God's providence.
讓我哋可以睇到神嘅預備。
And through the Bible and the teachings we learn, we can see God's promises.
藉着聖經，藉着我哋所學嘅教訓，我哋可以睇得到嘅就係神嘅應許。
And having our spiritual eyesight on these two things will allow us to overcome any trials and tests.
我哋嘅屬靈眼光，如果睇得到呢兩點嘅時候，我哋就可以克服一切嘅考驗。
And it will help us to become submissive and obedient to God.
讓我哋可以信服神。
And the second point is spiritual eyesight allows us to look beyond ourselves and our own needs.
咁第二點嘅就係有呢個屬靈眼光，讓我哋可以睇跨過自己，同埋睇跨過我哋自己嘅需要。
And allows us to see God instead.
讓我哋可以反而嘅就係睇到神。
This will allow us to not sin,
讓我哋唔好犯罪，
not to be resentful or bitter.
讓我哋
Not to be bitter.
讓我哋唔好覺得苦，
To be able to manifest love
讓我哋可以彰顯呢個愛。
and to forgive one another
我哋要彼此饒恕，
and allow us to carry out the will of God.
讓我哋可以行出神嘅旨意。
And the third point is that spiritual eyesight allows us to look beyond other people.
第三個嘅就係屬靈嘅眼光，讓我哋可以睇嘅就係跨過別人，
So that our faith are not founded on a person,
讓我哋嘅信心唔好建立喺人嘅身上，
but on God himself,
反而嘅要喺建立喺神嘅身上，
so that we can see his power and his deliverance.
讓我哋睇到嘅就係神嘅大能同埋神嘅拯救。
That will not only save our physical lives, but also our spiritual lives.
所以唔單止嘅就係我哋嘅屬肉體上可以得救， 我哋屬靈亦都可以得救。
So we need to ask ourselves whether we have the spiritual eyesight to see like these characters.
所以我哋要自問，我哋有冇呢啲嘅人物一樣有呢個屬靈嘅眼光呢？
And to see life from a perspective of God.
同埋喺我哋生命中，我哋睇事係從神嘅角度去睇呢，
So that we could become more fruitful and victorious.
讓我哋可以更加嘅得勝，同埋更加可以結更多嘅果子。
That allows us to stay on the right path and to understand and draw closer to God.
讓我哋可以保持喺呢個正確嘅道路方面，讓我哋可以見到神。
If we turn to the last verse,
我哋睇下最後一個經節，
turn to Ephesians.
睇下以弗所書，
Ephesians chapter 1,
以弗所書嘅第1章
verse 17 to verse 19.
第17至19節。
That the God of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of glory, may give to you the spirit of wisdom and revelation in the knowledge of him. The eyes of your understanding being enlightened, that you may know what is the hope of his calling, what are the riches of the glory of his inheritance in the saints, that what is the exceeding greatness of his power towards us who believe, according to the working of his mighty power.
第17節，求我們主耶穌基督的神榮耀的父，將那賜智慧和啟示靈賞賜你們，使你們真知道他，並且照明你們的心中的眼睛，使你們知道他的恩召有何等指望，在他聖徒中得的基業有何等豐盛的榮耀，並知道他向我們這信的人所顯的能力是何等浩大。
So we thank our Lord Jesus Christ and we continue to ask him to guide us in our daily lives.
所以我哋非常之感謝我哋嘅神，我哋求神一路帶領我哋嘅一生。
Okay, so now we're going to end our session with a prayer.
咁我哋而家結束，以禱告結束。